If you plant an apple seed in Enugu, will it grow? Exactly. That's the same way you don't expect to make a whole lot of returns, especially rental income from the same place across Nigeria or across Abuja in this context. The same way you will plant an apple in certain temperate zones of the world and they yield very well. It's the same way you will go to make purchase property for rental income in certain places and they are bound to give you good returns or good cash flow. You don't just say, oh, I want to build a house for rental income, and then you go to where no one really wants to live and build a house. So in this video, I'll be telling you the best places to get apartments or to buy properties for good rental income, rental cash flow in this video. So you don't end up going to plant apples in Enugu and expect good returns. Pardon me for if you're from Enugu or you're in Enugu. I don't mean to use that in any way, but you get what I mean. So let's get right into it. Places that you can actually buy property for rental income and make good returns, and you definitely be happy. You know, they say location is everything, but I prefer to say timing and structure and yield are more important than screaming location. The first place on my list in no particular order where you can actually purchase property for good rental income is Wuye. Reason being that Wuye is right between the city center and the western suburbs because it's close to the CBD and close to, okay, so Wuye, it's on the map. It's like the first, after the first phase of Abuja. By the first phase, I mean the likes of where Wuse, Gariki, Maitama, Sokoro, Kusape, where they are. You enter the phase 2, you're going to see Wuse is just next to, Wuye is just next to Wuse. So that makes it really close to the phase 1 where lots of stuff happens, where the diplomats are, where embassies and major big workplaces are. So most of the time, it has made Wuye a place people who in a way cannot afford to rent in Maitama and the luxurious places in the phase 1. It has made Wuye very desirable. And if you are someone who wants to make a whole lot of money from rental income, looking out for apartments to buy or properties to buy in Wuye would definitely give you a good run for your money, because as the days go by, more and more people want to live in Wuye because it is close to the places that matter. Right, so Wuye is number 1 on my list. And it's also not very, very high in price, yet it's still subtly affordable. Number 2, Kusape. Kusape has been on the list of places that would give you good rental income for the past 4 years and counting, because Kusape is constantly improving in infrastructure, in taste, more quality buildings are coming up there. So Kusape is a little bit, okay, not to talk down or not to Kusape. Some will argue Kusape is not all that high end. Some will say it's really, really high end. Whichever one you say, I'd say Kusape is still a very good place that will give you good rental income. The prices are not so comparable to places like Wuye, but it's a little bit high end. And whether you're considering short-term rental income, Airbnbs or short-lets, or long-term for rent, yearly rent, Kusape is another place that will definitely give you good rental income because of the infrastructure that keeps improving in that part of Abuja. Number 3, I beg your pardon, is a location I trust you didn't see coming. Gadua. So Gadua is a place that is not talked about so much, but Gadua is actually in a very strategic location, very close to Gariki, and Gariki, you know, is a very populous area in Abuja where lots of businesses, major businesses have their offices and all, and people who live there would definitely love to stay in a place that is serene, and Gadua offers that. So Gadua is not very popular, it's not very populated, and it's still affordable, and because of its proximity to Gariki and flowing into Kusape and Sokoro, it's not far from these places. So starting out or choosing Gadua to have apartments or something that can give you rental income for short term or long term, you're definitely going to have a good run for your money. And number 4, it's also another location I don't think you see coming, Karsana. Now, Karsana is a fast rising location without hype. The renewed hope is no longer a trending topic. Everybody knows about that. That's going on in Karsana, but that's not what really makes it a good place for rental income. Now, look at where Karsana is located. Karsana is in between Kubwa and Gwarimpa. Kubwa is actually Africa's largest satellite community, right? And Gwarimpa in Abuja is a populous place where that is not very affordable. So people who have things happen in Gwarimpa and people who live in Kubwa and commute all the way to town for business and all of that would definitely appreciate something that is closer to town, and also close to a thriving district like Gwarinpa. So that's where Karsana comfortably sits, right? And right now it's still fairly affordable. So if you go into building apartments there for rent, 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom apartments, 3 bedroom apartments, and even terrace duplexes that are affordable, you're definitely going to get the good run for your money. People are going to rush it if you build quality, of course. All right, it's definitely going to give you a good run for your money. So Karsana, located between Kubwa and Gwarinpa, beautiful location. I'll give you a good one for your money. I hope you've been following so far. If you have, comment in the comment section a part that really interests you. Okay, and if there's a part you want us to explore, you can also let us know in the comment section. Finally, number 5. Now, this is a part of Abuja that many would still argue if it's in Abuja or not, but actually it's on the border of Abuja, and that is Karachi. So, data has confirmed that a large number of the workforce of Abuja actually live outside of Abuja. And by this I mean the outskirts. Some come from the Nasarawa angle, some come from the Niger angle, the Suleja angle. So a lot of people flock into town for work. And Karachi is just on the border of Abuja, close to the likes of Masaka, Araba, and other places that are outside Abuja. Now, for someone who wants to make rental income as well, it's landing on apartments in these areas are still very affordable. So when you buy apartments here and put it up for rent, people that cannot, of course, afford inside of Abuja would gladly welcome and invest or purchase or rent apartments in Karachi so that they can be a little bit closer to where they work in Abuja. So actually, there's a lot of people are looking down upon Karachi. In time to come, in 3-4 years from now, it's definitely going to be a hotspot for especially mid-class and lower mid-class people to afford rent and still effectively thrive and not break the bank whilst they are making money in the city of Abuja. So there you have it. 5 places from where you can make good rental income in Abuja: Wuye, Gusape, Gadua, Karachi, Karsana, and Karachi. That was the order in which I mentioned them, but none, I wouldn't say this is better than any of the other. They're all good locations depending on your budget and depending on the need you particularly are called to solve. So that is it. Do you want to buy apartments or you want to go into the rental income space right here in Abuja? All you have to do is call the phone number on your screen and we will help you get in on it. Or you can just comment Abuja in the comment section. I will know, I will reach out to you, find a way to reach out to you. See you in our next video.